Today is July 6th. It is the memorial of Saint Maria Goretti. Saint Maria is actually one of my favorite saints. If you don't know anything about her, I would highly suggest that you really get to know her. Tan Books has published a great book on the life of Saint Maria Goretti. You can also log into Formed, and right now they have a movie on the life of Saint Maria Goretti, great for a movie night at home. In short, Saint Maria was born in Italy in 1989. Saint Maria was born in Italy in 1890. Her family was very devout, but very poor, so she didn't attend school. In the neighboring farm lived another family, and there was a young boy named Alessandro who became very interested in young Maria. Maria, however, devoted herself to God, so she declined his advances. Well, this made Alessandro very mad, and one day when Maria was alone in her house, she was assaulted by Alessandro. As she struggled to fight him off, she said, "No, God does not want this. If you do this, you will go to hell for it." Well, in his anger, Alessandro stabbed Maria multiple times. Maria died in the hospital the following day, July 6, 1902. She was 11 years old. But before she died, she forgave Alessandro. There's so much for us to consider here. First of all, her tremendous love for God. She loved God so much that she would rather die than commit the sin of impurity. Second was her great love for the virtue of purity. Third, her concern for the soul of Alessandro. During the struggle, she warned him about the consequence of falling into sin, so she showed true concern for his soul. Well, one day Saint Maria appeared to Alessandro in a vision when he was in prison. She told him that she forgave him, and he repented from his sin. Alessandro eventually was released from prison, and he would go on to live a good life, and he lived the rest of his years in a monastery. Saint Maria was canonized by Pope Pius XII in 1950 with her mother and Alessandro in attendance. Saint Maria is such a wonderful model, first of all, for young people. It's very hard to be a young person today. There's so many temptations to impurity, and those temptations are everywhere. TV, music, the internet, smartphones, everywhere you look, there are temptations to impurity, and there seems to be an expectation for them to give in. Well, Saint Maria shows young people the beauty of purity and of giving oneself to God. It shows that young people are capable of embracing that virtue of purity, and that young people are capable of heroic levels of courage. For all of us, not only does Saint Maria show us the beauty of purity, she also shows us the beauty of forgiveness, and even forgiving those who might do us harm. We can also see how forgiveness can lead to the conversion of others. She also teaches us the beauty of having concern for the souls of others, the beauty of loving God above all things. Could I honestly say that I'm as desirous to avoid sin as Saint Maria was? I know that that's something that I need to pray for. So on this feast of Saint Maria Goretti, I encourage you to get to know her and to ask for her prayers, for her intercession, not only for yourselves, but also for young people. Saint Maria Goretti, pray for us. Pray for our young people. May they see in you a model to follow, that they may see in you the beauty of purity and of loving God above all things.